see. I think I'm live. This is Lucy. I'm in my county library. I hope you can hear me. This was the easiest place to find good internet. Let me see. Let me know if you can hear me. I can see your comments. I see Frances Levine from Washington State, Marie Barnes from Pennsylvania, Trina Armstrong from Mississippi, Mary, I think it's Ciccone or something like that from Vermont. I hope I said your name right. But anyway, can you let me know if you can hear me? So, because I just can't tell that, oh, I know, I'm in the wrong camera. Okay, let me see if this is the right camera. Oh gosh, I hate this when I mess up the camera. I should be going live. Looks like I've been live for 57 seconds. I can hear you but can't see you. Okay, let me see. Get that out of the way. Camera. I should have picked the right camera. Okay, Nan says she can hear me. She can hear me. Can't see anything. Okay, here we go. Let me get back to my program. Front facing camera. Hello everybody. I've got some stuff for you. Camera. Ah, shoot. Camera. Let's see if this one works. Okay, and somebody said it's hard to hear. Like I said, I'm in the library. And I have my microphone near my face, my mouth. Okay, let's see. Why won't the camera come up? I'm clicking on the correct camera. Camera. Y'all, honestly, this is supposed to work. Last time the camera worked. Oh wait, let me see if no, that's my computer. Shoot. Yeah, Lorna said the volume's low. I'm in the library, so that was the only internet I could find. Okay. Keisha says she can hear me. Kathy Bradley's here from Colorado. I'm clearly doing something wrong. Lucy, not zoomed. Let's see if this works. Lucy, not zoomed. Now the screen is black. Let's try this. Okay, now I think you can see me. And you can see that I'm in the library. So, and I think some people can hear better than others, but anyway. So I wanted to make something very simple today because I knew it was going to be a big day. Wait, let me show you if I can. Maybe. I got my cast off. So now I have a boot and I'm mobile. And they're like, you can still use that scooter. You have to adapt to walking. I'm like, I don't have to adapt to walking. I'm walking. I'm not using that scooter anymore. I also crashed on the scooter. I was going to Hobby Lobby. And it's not very steady. I'm like, woo, going along. And I decided I was going to ride down this little hill into the parking lot. And it was a tiny hill. I'm like, this is going to be fun. So I picked up both feet and I'm riding down. And then I'm like, oh, I see a twig. So I steered to get away from the twig. And it crashed. Cars were going both ways. They like went to the manager. This woman crashed and like, oh yeah, on my scooter. Yeah. So I'm all bruised, but okay. So the next thing like I said, before I got distracted about my foot and everything, I wanted to do a really, really simple craft. So I made these little gift boxes. I made them a few years ago, but I don't think people knew that they were there, but they are so easy. and easy to put together. And I added all sorts of variations for the windows. So even if you don't want them for Halloween, you can make them for um, another event or special occasion. So there were different ones. Some were kind of angled. Some I did different roof lines for them. Also, I like to use my gel pen to decorate some, so I did that. And there are three different sizes. There are three different designs. They're like design number 125, 126, 127 on my website. So these are all free. So if you want those, but this is really one of the coolest ones. I wanted to do a kind of angled house, but I also wanted it to lay flat. So I figured out a way to make it so that you can have it can't hold much candy because of the strong roof line, but I just think the roof line looks so good. Okay, so that's what we're making today, and it's really easy. The other thing is, I wanted to tell you that next week I'm going to start making some houses for hurricane relief. So I thought I'd use this pattern and make it in different variations for different seasons. I'd make like Halloween one, that's kind of my favorite, but also this design is flexible enough. You can make a beautiful fall house and I think it'd make a beautiful Christmas house. So that is my plan. So next week, this pattern is on my website, Faded Mansion, and I'm actually going to modify the pattern a little bit. At the time, I used little wooden, like balsa wood columns. I'm going to add to the pattern so you can use cardstock to make the columns. I don't usually make columns out of cardboard because it's too thick and it doesn't fold very easily, whereas cardstock folds and makes great columns. Okay, so let me get all my little collection out of here. And I have to figure out how to change the camera again. So let me go back to my program. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah. I don't know why it worked that time. One day I couldn't figure it out for anything. Okay, I'm going to try to move my microphone out of the way a little bit. Oh, let me show you this real fast. But that's why I made these in this design, so you can just fold them up, and so you can reuse them. And here's the one with the angled, and I'll show you how that works. Okay, so I'm going to move these out of the way and show you. I'm going to have to be sure and work in the right place. So this is the simplest one. I think I call it Easy Treat Box. It's number 125 in the designs. And remember, the first thing you do with any of my designs is fold along the score lines. Oh, and there's Lynette. She's making the Faded Mansion, and Lynette is the one who asked me to add columns rather than wood columns. And the truth is, it is kind of hard to cut without the proper tools, which actually I don't have. It can be hard to cut columns at the right length. I usually use my pruning shears, which doesn't make a real clean cut. So remember I said I'm at the library, but there was somebody sitting behind me and they said I could do this if I was in a conversational tone. So I got my brother Ben to come behind me. Oh, I'm upside down. I can make it upside down. And I went ahead and I was gluing some of the shingles. I think the shingles make a big difference, but if you don't want to do that, I added this to the pattern so you can, and the bottom edge is curved, so you can just glue that on top and it still lays flat. It still folds flat. You just line it up to the crease. So if you want a really easy way to do it, I added just this shape. But there are different shaped shingles, and I'll show you my favorite. This one. I just think those shingles look so cool. And then the Harlequin ones, these are like a Harlequin. These look really good too. So diamond shape, and they're kind of funky diamond shape. They're not all, perfect. And these are also kind of funky scallops. But the Harlequin ones are pretty good. like pretty symmetrical. So those are your roof options, and I think I set them up for each house. But this is number 125, and basically all you do is pick out some windows and doors that you want. Okay, and I went ahead and picked out some. So for this one, I'm going to use a coffin door, and we folded it. They're little little slits, so you can insert the tabs. And let's do a coffin door, maybe. Oh, Kathy said she can't hear me. I can move it closer again. It's okay. I hope that's better. Barb says she really likes the faded mansion. Just wait. That one I made as kind of a generic. Sorry, y'all know I'm clumsy. I made it as kind of a generic one, but I think when you make it very specific for a season, it will it looks better. Okay, I was going to put one of these up here. Yes, Sherry asked if you could use dowels for the columns, and yes, you certainly can. Yeah, just trim them. You could use soda straws. Oh, and you know what? You could actually use, they have really colorful straws for for different holidays and different colors. You could get some colorful ones for maybe a Christmas one. Or even you could do orange and white for a Halloween one. Those are great ideas. So like I said, I'm going to make several of them and I'm going to sell them somehow. I haven't figured out the mechanism to sell them, but I'm going to sell them for hurricane relief. I started off with my houses, I sold them for habitat, and maybe I could do some Western North Carolina habitat support, something. I have to figure out the best way to do it so I can actually generate some money for hurricane relief. We had power out for 8 days, but in the scheme of things, that's not a big deal. Okay, I hope you can hear that. I'm trying not to disturb other patrons. One more. I want a little one to go on the top. And in the pattern, there's also a background piece. If you want a different color, you want the windows to have a yellow background, then that's in the pattern too. I see Peggy said hi, Lucy. Yeah, dowel rod soda straws, because soda straws are easy to cut. The paper, I like the paper ones. Okay, and then this is really the only glue tab, this side glue tab. The sun is very bright in this corner. So I'm laying it down. Remember, whenever you're gluing a house together, you have to match up the bottom piece. It's the most important thing, so it'll stand flat. And that's the structure of the house. Now, if you want the shingles, they take a minute. They don't take a long time, but they do take a minute. Y'all are so nice to me. I was getting very discouraged. I was getting kind of depressed with, all the things happening in the world. And then people just started saying, we need this kind of stuff. We need distractions and creative exercises. So, and remember I said these shingles are not like perfectly symmetrical, but so in other words, you don't have to like fuss about them trying to get them all lined up perfectly. because it won't work. For one thing, it just won't work. I see Miss Keisha's here. Regulars. Regular. Oh, big straws would be good. Although I must confess I don't indulge in Slurpees these days. I'm on this kind of anti-carb kick. I'm trying to stay thin, which is actually hard when your, foot is in a cast. Let's see. I think that's all I cut. I have one more pink one, but it's kind of raggedy, so it's a reject. I'll cut some more, but that's one way to do the roof. And like I said, the other way is just adding this overlay. And remember, if you do that, don't obscure the little slit. That's really, oh, Sonia's here. She said she's running late. Probably I didn't give her enough warning. Or she has a life outside of crafting. Okay, so can you see? You just go just slightly under and it'll fold still. And then this is how you put it together. It doesn't matter if you do, I usually do the bottom first. I added 2 little cut lines so that it's more flexible. This tab is a little more flexible. And you can slide it in there. You see how easy that was? That's the bottom. Then fold these tabs in. And then just slide it in the slit at the top. And there's your little house. Isn't that easy? The other thing I was going to tell you is you can use any kind of cardstock, like 165 pound to 110 or even higher. If you want to use watercolor paper, you could. Most watercolor paper that I use is like 140 pound or 300 GSM. And it's very sturdy. Let me see. One of these is, this one is 65 pound cardstock. Now watch. Can you see how flexible it is? When I squeeze this one, it doesn't flex nearly as much, but it works great as a little house. So, oh, and then I added some circles and numbers, like if you wanted to have like a countdown to Halloween or something, or you could put an initial in here as a gift. I think that would be a good thing to do. I did not add letters, but you could just write a name or something, but there is a circle and numbers if you want to add them. Now let me show you the cool thing about this one. So I made some kind of funkier options for this one, like really funky door, and you can use any of the windows that you want. You don't glue this one together at all because you can't fold it flat if it was glued together. With angled sides, it will not lay flat. So I decided to put a tab on the side, and it works really well. There's the side tab. Here's the top tab. Or rather, that's the bottom tab, rather. And then we'll do the tab on the roof. And that's it. That's it. Okay, now here's the thing about it. There's just not that much space to put anything. I think this is design number 127 in the library. Oh, Sonia Stewart asked about password to the library. Just go to any of the pages on my website and subscribe to my newsletter, and you get the password right away. And it is important. Sometimes people try to be helpful and give you the password, but it's kind of how I protect my files. So don't put the password out there publicly. Just just subscribe, and you can always unsubscribe. I'm pretty nice about emails. I don't send out superfluous emails. I'm pretty good about it. So. But that's how you get the password. Any page and subscribe. There are links to these specific projects, so you could pick one and then go to that page, and you'll see like what's called a hello bar. Yes, Keisha said it's hard to stay thin when your foot isn't in a cast and you love sweets and carbs. Last night I was walking all around my house like, surely I have something I can eat. Because, I had to throw away a bunch of my food, all my fruits and vegetables. And so I'm like, there must be something. And I did find like a almost like a Powerball kind bar. It's mostly nuts. It's relatively low carb. So I did find that, but I was looking for sweets last night. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions about making these little houses, oh wait, let me show you. I'm gonna show you my front. What I think's really fun. Okay, this is the front of this one. This is my favorite white pen. It's called Uniball Signo. Uniball Signo, and it's just so cool. So you can draw really funky, whatever you want.